Malindi airport because it is too dangerous to drive to Lamu. Apparently there's hijackers and things like that, so we've got to take a 20-minute flight from Malindi to Lamu, which is going to be the shortest flight I've ever taken, if it lands. If it doesn't, it's going to be even shorter than that. But yeah, I think it's going to be quite a small plane this time because it's quite a small airport. But yeah, should be an adventure. Finally been called, and this is our trusty steed. She looks a bit battered, but hopefully she'll get us there. So we're going to be cruising at about 9,000 feet. So here we go. We're about to get a dhow across onto the mainland. Just crossing over, and that is Lamu Old Town there. And this is the view from the top of our hostel. This is the view from the very top of the hostel, which is pretty stunning. As you can see, dhows over there racing to get home before sunset. Yeah, pretty gorgeous.
We are now at the Sunrise Hotel on the coast of Lamu. It's beautiful.
Just had a very tasty meal down by the waterfront. Walking home now down the streets. So looking scary in the light. The route down these alleys is a little bit precarious. There's drains here, things there, but fortunately there is a sign to our hostel just here, so we know it's down here at the end of our journey. Jumbo House. So today is our first full day in Lamu. We've just had a delicious breakfast up on the rooftop, and now we are going to go on a guided tour of the town with Mohammed, our guide from yesterday.
This house and this house, they go together.
Okay.
We're now just in the grounds of the largest mosque in Lamu, where we've very kindly been welcomed inside. So we're just going to have a look around. There's a school over here. This is the main mosque here. So, very beautiful. The Island Donkey Sanctuary. We are now back at the hostel after a slightly disappointing end to our tour of the town. Yeah, we got sort of coerced into a donkey ride, and foolishly we didn't ask how much it was before we did it, and then it turned out that once we'd done it, they asked for a lot of money. Well, not a lot of money, it was a $5, but like it was way more than what it should have been, which soured it a little bit for us somewhat. But we had a nice lunch, which was very good value, and now we've just come back to the hostel to chill for a little bit in the afternoon. So yeah, it's alright.
This is one of the only bars on the island because it's a predominantly Muslim town, so I think there's like this and maybe one other restaurant that serves alcohol, so we've come here to have a lovely sundowner and then go out for some dinner later.
So after yesterday's interesting but not hugely informative tour of Lamu town, we are now heading to the museums to get a bit more about the history of the place.
Hello.
Cat guarding the way. This is the game Bow, which someone tried to explain to us yesterday, and these are the rules, but they're extremely complicated and I can't make head nor tail of them, but looks a bit like backgammon, I think. Well, that was actually very educational and fun.
Is there anything that looks good?
Yes, one thing.
Aww.
And now we cap off a very relaxing day with a tasty meal and some clean plates. We have a little friend here who's come to try and see what he can get. Hello. Oh, he's very soft. Now the walk home. Very picturesque indeed. So after yesterday's day of educational activities, today we have walked along the beach to come to Shela, where we're going to spend the day just like vegging in the sun and reading our books and swimming in the waters. So yeah, it should be very pleasant. The Shela is like the sort of slightly swankier upmarket version of Lamu town. This is where it's a more touristy thing. It's about half an hour walk down the beach, but you can also get boats and bikes here if that's your vibe. This is fairly unprecedented. It is actually raining while we're on the beach, only very mildly, but rain nonetheless. But also very sunshine, and yeah, this is the 12 kilometers of the beach that we probably won't be walking the entirety of. Here she goes. Yeah, you really can see this beach in its full splendor now the sun's come out. It's just a gorgeous isolated stretch of sand. And that way, India. How was that?
Really nice.
So now just exploring the avenues and back streets of Shela in search of someone to have some lunch. Now we're just walking back to good old Lamu town. Slightly awkward incident at lunch where they bought us food that we hadn't ordered, and then when we told them we hadn't ordered it, they kind of, it was bad juju, but I think we started it out and got away with it. So
Yes. I know a thing or two about putting wrong orders through. Happens all the time. Happens all the time. I didn't tell that to him because that would have been patronising, but it does happen all the time.
this is a little bit sinister, like a completely abandoned backpackers residence. What happened to them? Today we are continuing our tour of the cultural sites of Lamu, and we have come to Lamu Fort to have a little look around. Excited, Zoe?
So excited.
Forts? So this is the kind of gripping door content that I know you're really here for. This guy is basically Don of Doors, who has carved over 90% of the doors here in Lamu. So respect to Mzee Abdullah Ali Iskander. Yeah, if you like your door content, this is definitely the place to be. There's lots of info about the different styles, and you know, obviously I won't bore you with that, but yeah, if you like doors, come to Lamu Fort.
En français, si vous j'aime la porte, visitez Lamu Fort.
And this map is actually basically the route we're taking on our travels. So we are following the trade winds. So we are now here at the top of the fort, and down there behind us is the town square. And here's Zoe plotting exactly how she would take down her many enemies if she owned the fort.
So, this is where you would put all the cannons. So you get firing people at more distances. And yeah, you're right, this is where I'd position my snipers. And then you'd have people firing arrows from these little gaps here. You've got all your bases covered. Game of Thrones has taught me a lot.
Very good view from the top of the building to the town square below. And over there, if I zoom in, is the rooftop of Jumbo House where we're staying.
Incredible thoughts. Incredible thoughts. I'm so overwhelmed.
So one of the things we learned in the fort was that this whole seafront area along the front was actually reclaimed from the sea, and that actually the port sea line used to just be back there where that gate is. So yeah, interesting. Is it interesting? Yeah, it's probably quite interesting. Another interesting thing we learned today: no street in Lamu Old Town is wider than 8 feet. And that's interesting, isn't it? So something. So we're now just heading to the restaurant on the boat. We are now on a floating restaurant out in the middle of sort of Lamu Bay, and the sun's just starting to go down, and we're about to have our dinner on our last night here in Lamu. Cheers. So we are all saddled up again and now leaving Lamu town behind, heading down to the docks to get Jumbo to get the boat to the airport, but we might have to play some hardball because like our boat driver from last night is very persistent that we use him. He might be waiting for us down on the docks, trying to make us overpay, so fingers crossed we escape unscathed. Here we are once again in our favourite spot, right next to the palace, so let's hope they're all well attached. And that was that. We're now back in Mombasa. We have just arrived at our Airbnb here in Mombasa, and it's massive, which is crazy. It's got 3 bedrooms, there's only 2 of us. But yeah, give you a little tour now. This is the main corridor, washer, utility cupboard, kitchen, living room, one of the bedrooms, we won't even need that, balconies, dining area, bathroom, master bedroom, another bedroom, and this is the view from the rooftop, which I think you'll agree is pretty spectacular. We're watching a woman who's desperate to get her step count in. So we've just come out to the English Point waterfront, and it's pretty swanky. This is dedication, because even though she's feeling a little bit unwell and we're just waiting for a taxi, she is still getting her steps in. So today is our final day in Mombasa, and so we have come to Nyali Beach, this famous Nyali Beach. Come and see it while we still can. So this is the famous Nyali Beach. Gotta say, it's a pretty one. So, feeling a little under the weather, but bravely has come out to lie on the beach. And yeah, also today is a landmark day, because what is it, Zoe?
It is our 4-month anniversary of travelling. So happy 4-month Jez and Zoe travel anniversary to everyone who celebrates.
Yeah, it's gone quick, but that's a third of the trip now just done, which is pretty crazy to try and get your head around. Well, maybe not that crazy to get your head around, but it feels, for us, it feels quite crazy to try and get time moving forward. But yeah, it's a bit of a landmark. So we're now up by Mombasa Beach, and there's our old friend the camel. Our old haunt, the Maasai Beach Bar. where we were staying 2-3 weeks ago. So yeah, a walk down memory lane. We've come up onto the roof to have a last look at the city. Listen to the call to prayer echo across the night sky. Here she goes, the Limbo Queen. Finally being short pays off.
Oh, easy. Easy.
And now, for the first time in what, 3 months, we're gonna watch a film.
We're going to watch Deadly Adoption, full movie, Lifetime. Moises 2023, #LMN.
Plot twist, we were gonna watch Deadly Adoption, but we just pressed down and there's a film called Killer Under the Bed, which might be better.
This is right up our street.
It looks so good.
So, spoiler alert, Killer Under the Bed was as amazing as you would expect it to be. It's a classic.
Debatable, but it was a very nice way to spend our last night in Mombasa before we headed off to Nairobi, which of course we will tell you all about in the next video.